everybody. For those who don't know me, my name is Farah Alberti. I am a single adoptive mom of two boys that I adopted from foster care 9 years ago, and I'm also in the process of adopting internationally from both Haiti and Africa concurrently. I am doing this video to answer some frequently asked questions that I get all the time. So, the first question is, what made you want to adopt? Well, the simple answer to that is this: I wanted to be a mother. There's really no, complex, long, drawn-out story other than when I was about 7 to 9 years old. Can't remember the exact age. I saw a article in a newspaper that had 3 little boys who were available for adoption. My mom tried to get my dad to adopt these 3 little boys, and he decided that he did not want to adopt them, and I was devastated. I was heartbroken. I didn't understand why somebody would not want to adopt children who needed a home. So I determined at that young, tender age that I was going to adopt one day, and almost 20 years later I did adopt. How did I come to adopt my sons? Well, I was their foster mother. They came to live with me in 2007, around April. And about 7 months later, I was able to complete their adoption. That is not the normal time for foster care adoption. That is pretty speedy in foster care terms. Well, really in any adoption terms. And the short story to that is that they were available for adoption, and I adopted them. Their story, why they came into foster care, is their story to tell. I'm not going to tell their story. We are still in contact with their birth mother and their birth family. They know their birth mother. Matter of fact, he talked to her just a couple of days ago. Matter of fact, she's watching this. Hi! And I have nothing but good things to say about her. So, okay, the next question is, how did I make the decision to adopt concurrently from Haiti and Africa? Well, around 2014, the end of 2014, I decided that I wanted to adopt again. I was in a place financially and emotionally and spiritually where I decided that I wanted to adopt. So I actually started out with foster care, signed up for the classes, went to the orientation, but I felt God was leading me very strongly to adopt from Haiti. I've actually been to Haiti around 2004, and I knew one day that I would adopt from there, and around 10 years later, God laid it on my heart to adopt from Haiti, and I started the process from there. Well, I'm still in that process. It's a very long process. I do not have a referral or a match yet with my daughter in Haiti, but it really could come any day now, or it could come a year from now. Right now, I'm just waiting. Now, you probably want to know how I got to the decision to adopt from Africa. Well, that was simply God ordained, because I was not looking to adopt another child. I was content with just adopting from Haiti, but God had other plans for me. I was introduced to this little girl in Africa around January of 2016. And she just kept being pressed on my heart. And I was just thinking to myself, I can't afford to do this. That's not God telling me to do that. And it just kept coming back to me. So around June 2016, I decided to inquire what it would take to adopt her. And lo and behold, they had just recently changed the law in the country that she's being adopted from. And I now have to move to that country for at least a year to 2 years to foster to adopt her. But I feel very strongly and very heavily that God is calling me to do that. So I will be moving to this country hopefully by March 2017, but maybe before then. So that's how I came to the decision to adopt concurrently from Haiti and from this other country in Africa. Okay, my next question is, why am I moving to Africa? Well, I pretty much answered that in the last segment. The law requires me to move to this country to foster to adopt for at least a year, but I expect to be there at least 18 months to 2 years. So, this is why I'm moving to Africa. The next question is, I'm going to hurry up because I'm losing my light, and y'all know I'm chocolate melanin covered anyway. Why will my sons initially be staying here in the U.S. when I move to Africa? Well, the answer is simple: finances. It costs a lot of money for all of us to fly over there and to live. And just to be honest, I don't have it for all of us to go. I would love for them to go, and maybe God will provide it by the time I can go. And the faster I get there, basically, the faster I can get back home, and I would like to be there no later than March. And God can definitely provide by then. I don't know, but right now my plan is to initially leave them in the U.S. Okay, I turned on a little bit of light. I don't know how it's gonna help because, like I say, I'm sun-kissed. But anyway. The next question is, why don't I just adopt from foster care? That question kind of gets the side eye, why don't you adopt from foster care? And as a matter of fact, I have adopted from foster care. I adopted my 2 sons from foster care over 9 years ago. I have also fostered 6 kids officially, and who knows how many unofficially. I chose to do an international adoption because I feel like this time God is leading me to do an international adoption. Yes, there are hundreds of thousands of kids in foster care here. If you would like to know how to foster and adopt them, you can contact me. My contact information is at the end of this video. So the short answer to that is, I feel like God is calling me to adopt internationally this time. And I feel like, there's kids around the world who need to be adopted. And I feel like if somebody has something to say about me not adopting domestically, my question to them is, why haven't you adopted domestically? My question to you is, we all have a lot to say about people who adopt internationally, but God has a calling on everybody's life. God has a purpose for everybody's life, and this time I just don't feel like God is calling me to adopt from foster care. I have personally helped hundreds of children be fostered and adopted right here in the U.S. I am not against kids being adopted in foster care. I did that both professionally as a foster parent recruiter. I also did that way before I ever was paid to do it, probably a good 10, 15 years before I was ever paid to do it. And I am also a certified foster and adoptive parent trainer. So I am responsible for over hundreds of children, maybe thousands of children being fostered and adopted right here in the U.S. So I feel no guilt about adopting internationally, and I promote foster care adoption. I promote adoption, period. So if you want to adopt domestically, hit me up at the information at the end of this video. The next question is, and like I said, I'm hurrying because I'm losing my light. Why do you cover your little girl's face when you post her pictures? Well, for confidentiality reasons. Right now, she's not legally my daughter, so I am not allowed to show her face on social media. Okay, the next question is, why don't I get married and have my own children? That's another side-eye question. my own children. That is the most insulting thing you could ever say to an adoptive parent. My children are my children. I sacrifice for them. I get up every day and I work for them. I wipe their butts. I wipe their noses. I stay home and I homeschool them. When they did go to school, they went to private school. Every drop of food they put in their mouth, I pay for it. Every stitch of clothes that's on their body, I pay for it. So if they aren't my own kids, I don't know whose kids they are. But anyway, on the question on why don't I get married, I'm open to marriage. I just have not found the man who wants to marry me, apparently. And not to sound super spiritual or super deep, it will take a very strong man who can handle the calling on my life. Not every man wants to move to Africa. Not every man can love other people's children as their own. So, if you know that man, I'm open. But anyway, right now, it's just not in God's plan for me to be married, and I may never have biological children, and I'm okay with that. And my children are my children. I don't care whether I birthed them or not, they are my children. The next question is, how long does it take for the adoption process? Well, for Haiti, it takes a long time. Right now, I am 20 months into the process, and I'm expecting for that to take another 2 years, at least. I might get fortunate, and it might be speedier than that, but I'm not expecting it to be complete and final and have her home for another 2 years. As far as the country in Africa, the process should take about 18 months to 2 years as well. That process doesn't really start until I move there. There's some things that I have to do on the U.S. side, but once I get there, I have to file paperwork with the courts in that country and have a home study in that country. And so I'm trying to hurry up and get there so I can hurry up and get the process started. Next question is, why does it cost so much to adopt? The simple answer is that there's a whole lot of hands that touch adoption paperwork, and everybody wants to get paid. It's their job, and everybody wants to get paid for doing their job. That's the short, simple answer to that. There's legal paperwork, there's attorneys, there's social workers, there's the people who do the investigations in the country. There's all kinds of people who touch paperwork. The people in the government offices, both in the countries and the government offices in the United States, all these people have to be paid. And that's just the short answer of that. And it will cost me, well, an average adoption is about, nowadays, internationally or even domestically, not this is not foster care. Foster care is free to adopt. So again, if you want to adopt from foster care, contact me at the end of my contact information is at the end of this video. But to even adopt from the U.S. domestically to an adopted infant domestically, it costs about $30,000 too. So both of my adoptions are $30,000 plus each. And it costs so much, like I say, because there's so many hands that touch it, and everybody wants to get paid. That's the simple answer to it. How am I affording all of this? Nothing but the grace of God. To be honest, I don't have it all. I am raising funds like crazy. I am working like crazy. I literally get about 3 hours of sleep every day. For those who don't know, I have a business called Brown Sugar Bell, www.brownsugarbell.com. I sell custom look-alike dolls. A lot of money is coming in from that, thank God. I'm selling t-shirts, I'm selling coffee, I'm selling all kinds of things on my website, my adoption website, which is myhaitiadoption.com. A few people have given me donations, and I'm grateful for that. I'm doing an adoption shoe drive fundraiser where people are donating shoes, and the company is giving me money towards my adoption for every pair of shoes that's donated. Basically, I'm fundraising my butt off, and it's all slowly but surely coming through by the grace of God. And I have a long way to go, but I am bound and determined to make it. So I know y'all getting sick of me posting stuff, but I gotta get to my babies. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep posting stuff until I raise every dime of it. I also, like I said, I own my own business. I own several businesses. I do contract work. I do side jobs. I get about 3 hours of sleep a day, and the other time I'm homeschooling my kids. My kids, they go to school at home, and then beyond that, I work. Anyway, that's how I'm affording this, and basically, I'm still fundraising. Okay, the next question is, what do I say to people who say that if you have to fundraise to adopt, that you shouldn't adopt? Well, maybe you're right, but these 2 little girls in the orphanage don't want to hear I couldn't come get them because I was too lazy or too proud to fundraise to get to them. I have no problem, working to provide for my children, and I am more than capable and financially stable to provide for my children, but I don't have an extra $60,000 laying around. If you do, I got a donation button at the end of, this video. So, I say to those people, if you don't want me to fundraise, donate. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. You're entitled to your opinion about it. I don't feel any guilt or what have you, because at the end of the day, there's 2 little girls waiting on me. And if it takes me fundraising and selling and sleeping 3 hours a day to get to them, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, a couple more questions before I get off of this thing, go back in the house. Switch seats so I can have some better lighting, because like I said, I'm melanin blessed. So, anyway, the next question I get from people sometimes is, how can I help you? Well, if you live in the Jacksonville, Florida area, I am collecting shoes. For every shoe or every pair of shoes that is collected, I've partnered with this awesome organization who gives me money towards my adoption fund for every shoe that I have donated to them. You can purchase products on my website, myhaitiadoption.com. I also own a business where it's called Brown Sugar Bell, and I create custom look-alike dolls. That is my main source of income. I'm also a graphic and a web designer, so if you need any graphic or web design done, I am available. You can reach out to me on myhaitiadoption.com as well, or you can go to flacreativegroup.com. You can donate directly to youcaring.com/myhaitiadoption. You can help me get the word out. You can collect shoes at your job, at your business. I really need people to help me set up bins at their churches or at, your school, your organization, anywhere basically. How else can you help? Please pray for me, because I need it. I'm pretty much a one-man show. I thank God for my family. They help me out a lot. But there's just some things that they cannot do that I have to do on my own. And I would greatly appreciate your prayer so I can make it through this. Because, sometimes when you start walking in God's will and you start doing what God wants you to do for your life, the devil tries all he can to detour you from God's plan and God's purpose for your life. So if you can pray for me, put me on that prayer list at church, I would greatly appreciate it. Those who have asked me you've been considering adoption and you want to know how to get started in adoption, you can contact me at myhaitiadoption.com or farrahlynnalberti@gmail.com. I can give you some basic information if you want a more in-depth session where I go over, details of, adoption in general and what I think the best course of adoption for you, some things to consider when adopting. I have sessions starting at about $37 an hour. And all of this money goes towards my adoption. I can answer some basic questions for you and get you started in the right direction and tell you where to research. I'll do that for free. But if you want a more in-depth session, I will be happy to do that. It's I can do an introductory session for $37. And I'm not just some adoptive parent. I'm a former foster parent. I'm an adoptive parent of 9 years. I am a certified foster and adoptive parent trainer. And at one point, I held a certification for in child welfare. So I'm not just, giving you something that I spit off the top of my head. I've been researching this for 20 years, and I have certifications to prove that I know what I'm talking about. So if you want to get started in the adoption process, you feel free to contact me, or even just do a simple Google search. You would be surprised what you find in Google. If you want more personal detailed attention, feel free to reach out to me. Alright, final question. How can I contact you? Well, you can contact me on my website, myhaitiadoption.com. You can email me, farrahlynnalberti@gmail.com. If you want to call me, then email me and I'll give you my phone number, or email me with your phone number and I'll call you. Or you can look me up on Facebook, Farrah Lynn Alberti. You can Google me. You can find me in Google very easily. So if you want to donate, I have some people who ask could they directly donate. I have a website set up with YouCaring. It's youcaring.com, youcaring.com/myhaitiadoption. And you can donate whatever you want to donate. It is all greatly appreciated. Like I said, I am slowly but surely getting there, but I appreciate any help that I can get. And if you guys have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me on those avenues that I just mentioned. I'm tired, y'all. Like I said, I function on about 3 hours of sleep. And I gotta get back in the house and make some dolls. Again, shameless plug, www.brownsugarbell.com. Alright, love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Feel free to reach out to me. God bless you. Good night.